In the heart of a quaint village, there once lived an old lady with an unusual belief. She held steadfast to the idea that her chickens, with their morning clucks, were the sole reason the sun arose each day. A peculiar notion, yes, but she clung to it with a tenacity that was admirable, if misguided. Every morning, as the sky began to lighten, her chickens would stir. They'd cluck and crow, creating a symphony of sounds that echoed through the quiet village. As the first rays of sunlight peeked over the horizon, the old lady would nod, a satisfied smile on her face. She was convinced that the sun had risen in response to her chicken's morning serenade. Her belief was so strong, she went as far as to warn the villagers. She claimed that if she ever left, the village would be plunged into eternal darkness, as the sun would no longer rise without her chicken's morning call. A threat that was met with a mix of amusement and annoyance by her fellow villagers. One fateful day, a disagreement with her neighbors sparked her fury. In a fit of anger, she packed her belongings and her beloved chickens and left the village. She moved to a new place, far from her old home, and settled down for the night. The following morning, she was awakened by the familiar sounds of her chickens. They clucked and crowed, just as they always had. She opened her eyes and saw the sun rising, casting a warm glow over her new home. A triumphant smile spread across her face. In her mind, she imagined her old village shrouded in darkness, and thought to herself, "Let them live in darkness. The sun is rising here now." But back in her old village, the sun rose just as it always had. The villagers went about their day, bathed in sunlight, completely unaffected by the old lady's departure. They chuckled to themselves, shaking their heads at the folly of the old lady's belief. The moral of this tale is simple yet profound. Sometimes people can be like frogs in a well, having a narrow view of the world and believing only what they want to believe. They may find evidence that seems to support their beliefs, but that doesn't necessarily make them true. It's important to keep an open mind and be willing to understand the world beyond our own perceptions. The old lady's belief was foolish, and in the end she only proved her foolishness to herself.